How to land a Canadian job from abroad, the 2026 reality check. Getting a job in Canada while you're still abroad is hard, but it is not impossible. The people who fail do so because they follow an advice that was written for a Canada that no longer exists. The rules have changed and the job market too has changed. And if your plan centers around getting an employer to do an LMIA for you in 2026, I'm sorry, you are going to be waiting for a very long time. But if you understand how the system actually works in Canada today, there are still real paths that can get you the job. And I'm going to show you all of them. Know how jobs in Canada actually get filled. The first thing is to understand how jobs in Canada actually get filled, because most people waste months applying the wrong way. Here is the breakdown. Up to 80% of jobs in Canada are never posted publicly. They get filled through referrals. That is, someone inside the company will recommend someone they know for that position. So the company trusts the recommendation and hires them before the job even gets posted online. That is how most Canadian companies hire, or how hiring works in Canada. The remaining 20% gets posted on job boards, and those ones, they get tons and hundreds of applicants that are vying for that same position once it's posted online. So your best strategy is to build the right connection. Step 2, the 4 ways to get a job from abroad. Let me take you through 4 real strategies to use when you are outside Canada. 1, networking. Networking sounds like a bit complicated word, but it just means talking to the right people. The good news is that LinkedIn has made it possible for people to network from anywhere around the world. And I'm going to give you a simple process flow to do that. First thing is to make a list of 5 companies that you want to work with, or you're looking to work with in Canada. Then go to LinkedIn, find those companies, and then look for people who work in these companies, especially the departments that you're looking at or that you want to work in. Second, send them a short, polite message, not asking for a job, but introducing yourself and asking them about their experience at the company, and also showing your genuine interest in their company. Third, keep the relationship going. Ask them if when a job is available, they can refer you, or at least they can let you know. One important tip: make sure your LinkedIn profile is complete, professional, and have your profile contains your job skills. If your profile looks empty, people may not respond to you. Also, use LinkedIn to follow the company's page. Comment on their posts, like, share your thoughts. This is how to get noticed, especially when you interact or you engage with posts and other things that they post on their pages. People get you noticed, or you get noticed by people for doing this. Strategy number 2, job boards and how to use them correctly. Yes, online job boards still matter, but you need to learn and to know how to use them correctly. The way you use it is different from the way the person inside Canada will use the job boards. Let me show you how. The platforms to focus on are LinkedIn, Indeed Canada, Job Bank. This is the Canadian government website, and also use the company's website directly. Here is the key thing that most people miss. When you are applying from outside of Canada, filter for postings where employers say they are open to international candidates or are willing to assist with work authorization. On Job Bank, specifically, that's the Canadian government website, filter for postings that are open to foreign workers. Don't just apply to hundreds of jobs or postings blindly. Look for those ones that are open to assist or open to foreign workers who can assist with sponsorship. Another thing is that your resume. which is popularly known as CV, has to follow the Canadian format. No photo on your resume, no date of birth, no marital status. Only what you need to have there is your contact information, email or phone number, or your address if need be, and the skills, which is most important thing, the job skills you have undertaken in your previous experiences or in your previous company. And also, writing a very good cover letter is very important. The reason is that if your CV or resume is competing against hundreds of people who have similar or the same experience as yours, your cover letter might be different that way, make you stand out. And the third strategy is recruiting agencies. Some recruiting agencies specialize in placing foreign workers into Canadian companies. This can save you tons of time and money. And this is because they already have or established a relationship with the companies in Canada. So they already know those ones that are open to hire internationally. One rule you must not break: a recruiting agency will not ask you for money for them to find a job for you. The employer pays them. So if you find any recruiting agency that is asking you for money, please run as fast as you can, because that is a big scam. So when you are dealing with any agency, always do your verification, your due diligence. Make sure you go to their website, verify them, go to trustpilot.com or trustpilot.ca to look specifically for that company, see what the ratings are, what people are saying, because this Trustpilot is the most advanced website where companies' reviews are being done in the most genuine way. So you can use Trustpilot to filter and to know if this agency is real or not. Please don't fall for a scam. Please do your due diligence before you share your information. The fourth strategy is cold outreach, reaching out to the company directly. This one takes boldness, but it works. Find companies you want to work with, research what they do, projects they've done, and where they might need help. Then reach out through LinkedIn or their company website directly. Introduce yourself. Reach out directly, either through LinkedIn or their website. Introduce yourself and show genuine knowledge of what they do. Something like, I've been following your company for X amount of time in so area, and my experience in Y area has prepared me for this kind of environment. I would love to stay connected for any future opportunities. You are not asking for a job, you are putting your name in front of them early enough. Some companies keep a pool of people they have spoken with or a pool of candidates they have spoken with, and when any job opens, before the job goes publicly, they reach out to those people to let them know that they have openings. So if they have you in their pool, you might be the first in line they will reach out to when there's a job offer or job opening. The big hurdle: work permits and how they work in 2026. Now let's talk about the parts that trips most people up. Even if a Canadian employer wants to hire you, there is a legal process they need to follow for that. You need a work permit, and to get this work permit approved, that solely depends on the kind of job that it is. There are two parts, and I'm going to explain them simply. We have the LMIA, which is part 1, and the LMIA-exempt, which is part 2. This is the old route, and what you need to know in 2026. LMIA has changed. There are specific jobs that does not meet a particular pay threshold. Those ones, the employers are mandated to advertise them minimum of 8 consecutive weeks before they can come and apply for LMIA. And the LMIA stands for Labor Market Impact Assessments, which is a way through which an employer will hire a foreign worker. And for an employer to hire a foreign worker, they would have proved to the government that there is no one in Canada that they're able to recruit for that specific role or that specific job. Thereby, they need someone from outside of Canada to come and do the work for them. And in 2026, the rules have changed. The LMIA now, for those low-paying jobs, you have to advertise it for 8 consecutive weeks as an employer and show the proof to the government before you can now say, I want to apply a foreign worker. And in some localities, the jobs has to be less than 6% unemployment rate for you to be able to even apply for LMIA from that province as an employer to hire a foreign person. If the job unemployment rate is 6% and above, the government will mandate you to try and recruit from within. And also, there are some specific low-paying roles like clerks, like food service handlers. Those jobs, you must bring them, you must hire them from Canada. If you cannot find people who are in the job market, you have to look for people from high school students to hire. So LMIA has changed. So LMIA is not dead. It still works for specialized positions or high-paying wage positions like healthcare, agriculture, etc. So do not be discouraged because there's another part for you, which is LMIA-exempt work permit, the faster, the smarter route. For this part, employers do not need to go through the rigorous process of LMIA. Canada has over 50 categories on this part, which is called International Mobility Program. So these are most relevant categories under this part 2. The number 1 is Francophone Mobility Program. If you speak French very well, either as your first or second language, this program is for you. You can apply to come to Canada to work under work permit, which is LMIA exempt. I also covered that in one of my videos. And the second one is intra-company transfer. So if your company has a presence in Canada and they need workers who wants to come to Canada to work in that company, they just have to do what we call a bilateral relationship between the two companies where you work in outside Canada and inside Canada, and they transfer you over. You get a work permit, which is LMIA exempt, and you'll be in Canada to work as well. Another one is Express Entry Job Offer Bonus. So if you're already in Express Entry and you get an employer to sponsor you, it adds like 50 to 200 points to boost your Express Entry profile depending on your role. Another one is International Experience Canada, IEC. So if you're between 18 years and 35 years of age, Canada has a holiday working relationship with some African countries. This means that you can get an open work permit to work in Canada, meaning no job offer required before you arrive in Canada. So check to see if your country has an IEC agreement with Canada. And if it does, that is a simple way for you to get a job offer to come to Canada. So the process for the LMIA exempt route is much more faster, typically faster between 3 to 8 weeks. But for the standard LMIA, it's between 10 to 20 weeks for your work permit to get approved. Now let's look at practical tips, what you need to do right or to get right in order for you to be eligible. I call it action list. Number 1, build your LinkedIn profile properly, like we discussed before. Number 2, go to Canadian job banks at jobbank.gc.ca and filter for employers that are open for international candidates or willing to assist with work authorization. 3, find out if your country has an IEC agreement, as we mentioned. 4, use Francophone Mobility Program if you speak French. 5, research Canadian cities or provinces that are ready to hire you. 6, never pay anyone to get a job offer or LMIA done. That is a scam. Getting a job offer in Canada from overseas in 2026 is not a luxury. It rewards someone who is prepared, who does the research, who makes genuine connection, and who also understands how the system works in 2026. So your LinkedIn profile, your Canadian resume format, your understanding of LMIA exempt and which doors that are open are key for your job offer from abroad right now in Canada in 2026. Which part of this video do you want me to go deeper on? Drop it in the comment section. I read all of them. And if this video was helpful, Please share it with one person planning their Canada journey right now. That share might change everything for them. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel. If you are new here, comment, like. I will see you in my next one. Signing out.